we have learned decorators, and now we want to learn decorators with the parameters. So suppose we have a function divide, and in this div function we have two parameters a and b, and we can call this div function, and we can pass arguments like 4 comma 2. Okay, let's run this program and see the output. So it will print 2. So we have defined the div function. We have defined this div function, and we are calling this div function and passing a will be 4 and b will be 2. So a will be 4 and b will be 2, and we are dividing 4 by 2, so it will print 2 only. It will print 2. Suppose this function div was stored in some module, and what we can do, we can import div from some module and we can use this function. Okay, but for understanding, for learning purpose, I'm defining this function in this file only. Okay, so we can call this function like div 8 comma 2. So, and I need to comment this line because we don't have this function into the some other module. For learning purpose, I'm writing this div function in this file only, but you should imagine this div function belongs to some other module. Okay, and I don't have access to this file. I don't have access to this some other module. I'm calling this function, I'm importing this function with this line, and I'm using this function. Suppose if I pass 0 as an argument, then it will be 8 will be a, b will be 0, 8 divided by 0. So it will be infinity. So it will give a error because we are dividing 8 with a 0. So it will be infinity. It will give a error. So see, division by 0, 0 division error. So it is giving the error because we can't divide integer value with the 0. So how can I overcome this error? What I can do, I can apply a condition like if b equal to 0, then don't divide. Okay, this is how I can solve this problem. I can solve this error, but I can't write this code here in the division method because division method belongs to some other module, and I don't have access to that module. I'm in this file only. Imagine this division method in some other module, and I'm importing this division method from a modules, and I'm calling this method. So I don't have access to this method. I can't modify this method directly. So what can I do? I can use a decorator. I can add some extra features into a function, like I can have a smart div. It will accept a function. So I can pass this div function into smart div. Okay. And what I want to do, I will have an inner function also, definition inner function. And in this inner function, what I want to do, and this inner function will accept two parameters, a and b. So in this inner function, I can write the functionality like b, if b equal to 0, then I can print can't divide. Else if b is not 0, then I can call this function, I can divide this function, and I can call this division function. Okay, because I will pass division function into smart div. Smart div will have division function only. In a smart div, I will call division function. Okay, so division function will accept two parameters a and b. So in this function call, I need to pass a and b also. If b is 0, then I will just display can't divide, b is 0. Else I will call this function and I will perform the division functionality. Okay, and here I will return this inner function. I'm calling a smart div function, and I'm passing div as a parameter into this smart div function, and I have this inner function. Okay, inner function. So inner function will be returned. So when I call this smart div function, then inner function will be returned. So I need to accept this inner function into some variable. Suppose div equal to, or div1 equal to smart div function. So I am accepting this inner function into the div1 variable, and this inner function will have a and b as a parameters. Okay, so I need to call this return div function also, div1 So 4 will be A and B will be 2. Okay. And it will check if B is 0, B is not 0, B is 2, else it will call this division function. It will call this division function. So initially div is defined, okay, div A by B, then we are defining a smart div function. So smart div function is also defined. Then we are calling smart div function and passing div function as an argument. So we are calling smart div function here. Okay, and function will have div only. See here, function will have div only. And in this function we have inner function. Okay, smart div function will have function as an argument. Okay, and function will be nothing but div function, and inner it has inner function also. Inner function will be this function, this inner function. Okay, and we are returning inner function. So we are returning inner function. So inner function will be saved in the div1 variable. So div1 variable will have this inner function, and we are calling div1 variable. We are calling this div1 function. So div1 function is nothing but inner function. So we are calling indirectly, we are calling inner function, and we are passing 4 comma 2. We are passing 4 and 2 this in this inner function. 4 will be into a variable, 2 will be into the b variable. So a will be 4, b will be 2, and we are calling inner function only. So first we will check this if condition. If b equal to 0, b is not equal to 0, so it will come into the else part. And here we are calling function, and function is nothing but div only, div. So div will be called at line number 13. Div will be called a comma b. We are passing a comma b. So a will be 4, b will be 2. It will print 4 by 2. It means it will print 2. So div will be a will be 4, b will be 2, line number 3. And line number 4 we will print a by b. So it will print 2 only. Execution will come to line number 13. We have successfully executed inner function, and then it will come to line number 17. We have executed line number 17 also. So we have printed a by b. Suppose my value was 0 here, 0 4 comma 0. Now if I run this program, then smart div will have. So smart div1 will have this inner function. Okay, and I'm calling this inner function at line number 17, and I'm passing a as a 4, b as a 0. So it will check this if condition. If b equal to 0, yes, b equal to 0, then it will print can't divide b is 0, and it will not call this function because function call into the else condition. This condition is true, so it will print line number 11, can't divide b is 0. And execution of this inner function is completed, and then it will again come to line number 17. Execution of div1 function, div1 variable is completed. Okay, so execution of this program is completed. We have successfully handled the error. Now the error is gone. We are printing can't divide b is 0. So we have this function into some other module, but we have written the decorator smart div function, and in this decorator we have added extra feature, like if b equal to 0, then we will print can't divide b is 0. So this is how decorators work. With the help of decorators, we can add extra features to the existing functions. Okay, further optimization, what I can do, I can have this div as a div. Okay, and this div1 as a div only. So further optimization, what I can do, I can have this function here, div, and I can write decorator smart div. So what will happen with this line of code, smart div, with smart div decorators, what will have, it will call this function smart div, and we will pass division, this div method, as a argument only. So in this here, what we are doing indirectly, we are calling a smart div function, and we are passing div as a argument. Okay, so instead of assigning, we can use this decorator at the rate smart div, and we can directly call this div function. We don't need to assign now. Let's run this program and see the output. So you can follow the execution line by line. So execution of this program is completed and we have successfully handled the error like can't divide b is 0.